Good morning, everyone. Scott Maybor here with your Medicare Missive for Tuesday, the 15th of April. Happy Tax Day, everyone. Hope you are all doing well. Today, I wanted to talk briefly about solicitations you get in the mail. So here's one that came to my house. Nice double-sided postcard. But one of the things, so two things I'd point out. One, anybody who's turning 65 is a public database. So you can go online, you can go to the city hall, and you can literally pull lists of people who are turning 65. Obviously, 65 is an important year because that is the first year people qualify for Medicare, excluding a disability. When somebody sends you a postcard and they're inviting you to dinner, like this one I believe invites you to a complimentary dinner, be wary. You don't know who these people are. You don't know, what their background is, what their skill level is. Are they affiliated with a particular carrier? Are they independent? And even if they are independent, do they write every carrier? I'm in Massachusetts. I work nationwide, but in Massachusetts, I can tell you right now that there's one carrier that has never worked with brokers, one that started, so they are now working with brokers. Nationally, WellCare just stopped working with brokers, and they might word it differently, but they're not paying commissions. So effectively, they're not working with brokers anymore. So my concern, and this postcard right on the bottom says, our services are complimentary. We care about you. Do they? Who's paying them? So I'm sure this is a lovely couple in the picture. I'm sure they care about their clients. But if you're not paying them because your services are because their services are complimentary, and the government doesn't pay them because that's just not a thing, who is paying them? So that's always a question when I do a seminar or a workshop. Who is paying the person who's giving you advice? If you're not paying them, the government's not paying them, that means one of two things. They're a volunteer, so they're a shine/ship counselor. And we can talk about, pros and cons there. But the other alternative is that the carriers are paying them. And this may be a single carrier. This may be several carriers, but I guarantee you it's not all carriers. So when you look up what plans are available in your particular county, you put in your zip code, it gives you the list of all the plans available by carrier. So carrier 1 may have 2 plans, carrier 2 may have 5 plans, carrier 3 may have 3 plans. All the plans available. If somebody is not getting paid by you and they're not a volunteer, who is paying them? And out of those 30 plans that are available in your county, if 10 of them are paying, or 15 of them paying commissions, and out of the 30, are they giving you a subset? Are they truly telling you what the best plan for you is based on your circumstances? Or are they narrowing that choice of available plans down to the ones that are still paying them? And to a degree, can't blame them. They do have to make a living. They do have bills to pay. They do have to pay for fancy postcards and postage stamps. So there's printing, there's advertising. They bought a list, I'm sure. There are expenses involved that they have to earn a living, and that's fair. But I think it's also fair for you to question anybody who solicits you like that. Who's paying you? It's great that it's complimentary, but they are making a living. They're not volunteers. Who's paying you? And are you recommending plans that only pay a commission? So again, if there's 30 plans in your county and 50% of them don't pay a commission, are you recommending plans from the remaining 50% that do pay commission? Or are you truly recommending a plan out of the 30? And I think that is a valid argument or a valid question. And one of the reasons I switched to a fee-based model, because I think if you've heard the term fee-based fiduciary that the financial planners all switched to, probably a decade or two ago, because fee-based makes sense. Fee-based nobody wants to pay if you don't have to, and I agree. And you may come to the same conclusion as somebody who got a commission. You may arrive at the same answer, but know that the person you're hiring is working for you and not a commission, so that they are acting as a fiduciary. They have a fiduciary responsibility, which goes above what an insurance broker has. Technically, an insurance broker has to do what's reasonable. A fiduciary has to do what's best. And reasonable may work for you, but it may cost you money in the long run. I could recommend a drug plan for you that's available in your county and argue that it's reasonable. I know a colleague who only sells drug plans that earn a commission. His justification is they have a more robust formulary. So that's reasonable. I think that's a reasonable argument he can make. Is it best? Well, that would be another question. I would put up a plan that is far less expensive. So his plan costs approximately $1,200 a year. I would put up a plan that costs a couple $100s a year, and give you both as an option and let you decide based on, what the pros and cons of each are. Now, if you go with the $12 plan, that's great. You save a whole bunch of money. But if you're paying somebody for that advice, are you getting your money's worth? Well, if you pay $12 a month, that's $200, a little bit less for the year, as opposed to $1,200. If that advice costs you a couple $100, is it worth it? That would be my argument for why you'd go with a fiduciary rather than the postcard that says, hey, this is complimentary. I get email solicitations. There's a guy on Facebook who keeps soliciting me, and best of all, you don't have to pay me. That's a problem, because somebody is paying him. So when someone says it's free, I actually worked with a client recently who wouldn't take an Advantage plan that didn't have a premium. Wanted an Advantage plan, wouldn't take anything for free. I think that's an extreme case, but his attitude is you don't take anything for free. And nothing in life is free, as the old saying goes, and that includes insurance advice. So somebody is paying that person if they're not a volunteer, and whether that's you or another entity is worth at least knowing and then deciding what's best for you. If you say, something, I'm comfortable with that, great, nothing wrong with that. I am not besmirching every commissioned broker in the world. I'm saying that you, as the consumer and the beneficiary, have a right to know who's paying and what pool they're choosing or making recommendations from. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to hear back from you. Have a great day, everyone. Be well. File your taxes or your extensions. Take care.